biggest challenge that the civil division faces, I would say, would be the unknowns. Working in an environment where we're adding new infrastructure, improving existing infrastructure, rebuilding existing infrastructure, or changing what's already there. The plans give us as much information as possible, and the engineers do a lot of due diligence to give us that information so we can put a proper bid together and bid the job and build it. But as we go through, as soon as we dig into the ground, things aren't always as they seem. The skills that someone working in construction should have, aside from the proper education on what we're doing. I mean, what we do is not simple by any stretch. So having the proper education in the field that you're in, whatever trade specialties or what division of construction, I think a person needs to supplement their education with a good work ethic. Construction is grueling. It's not your standard 8 to 5 by any stretch of the imagination. It never has been, it never will be. So being able to work in your environment, be open to change, keep a clear head on what you're doing, what the final intent of the project is. You have to have an understanding of not only schedule, but budget. And seeing the big picture, I think, is really important for especially my guys in the civil world. Granted, it's linear. It goes from point A to point B. It's relatively flat, but most of our work at the end of the day, people don't see. For my guys, being able to visualize the job, understand the steps, understand what equipment it's going to take to do it, understand what materials are going to be used, what the lead time of those materials are, and how quickly those can go in, not just at a blazing pace, but also maintaining the required quality and meeting the specifications for the installation. So I think, construction is not something you're going to learn in a book and walk out on a site and be ready to build the world. You acquire a lot of the skills over time. I've been doing this for nearly 25 years and I'm still learning new things every day. How do we integrate? Well, first and foremost, we're all part of the team. We're all part of Chris-Tel. I mean, that just goes without saying. Chris-Tel has several different departments, and we all have specialty areas that we focus in, but we're not standalone. We all work together for the greater common good of Chris-Tel as a construction management and contracting firm. So for instance, my division works with the pre-construction or the estimators when we put a job together for a couple things. I help them with the takeoffs, the quantities, estimating what the job's going to cost based on my experience and my historical data from other jobs that I've done. And when we look at like the vertical jobs, especially the 2 million and over projects, every one of those buildings that they do has a civil aspect to it. In order to help them build a good final product, normally my guys are involved to some degree helping them out. We do all work in concert, although we have our own specialty divisions and sometimes we don't necessarily interact, but we all interact on a global sense for Chris-Tel, and that's how a construction management firm runs. You need all these individual parts and pieces working individually and working in concert to be effective and to be successful.